I traveled with a psychologist to Kenya and met a rice farmer and learned how the internet is impacting his family. So how did I end up on the other side of the world, asking this question to many people? It started when I met Hilary Cash, who co-founded Restart Life, a residential rehab center for internet addiction in Washington State. From there, I learned about the international project she was embarking on to learn how the internet is impacting communities and nations where the internet is more recent, starting in Kenya, where she had many contacts.
So Restart is just this residential treatment program that we've been doing for almost 14 years. And the clients come, each and every one of them is depressed. They're highly anxious, and especially socially anxious. And the older they are, the worse it has become, right? So when a 15-year-old comes, they may not be as socially anxious as the 25-year-old, because the 25-year-old has had 10 more years of living in front of a screen and not interacting. So their social skills are very poor. Our experience is that addiction is very difficult, and this is a particularly hard addiction.
From the outcome of our discussion and session that we had for the last 2 days, it is obvious that mental health is a very big issue in Kenya. And the kind of addiction that we understand to be chemical, today internet is also bringing another sort of addiction. So as more and more people embrace the benefit of internet, we need to put more question as to what will be most likely negative effects of the internet. So in our small way, our organization, that is African Sport Organization, we try to engage communities, children, on engaging on sports to actually reduce the effects of internet addiction. Our culture, for example, appreciate literature. And literature in the sense that in the olden days, grandmothers and people of age used to actually gather children around them and give them stories. Could we embrace such systems so that children could actually find how else to spend their time rather than on the internet?
He literally showed me his search. It's called Depressed TikTok. I don't know, like there's something like that. I don't even know, like he searched Depressed TikTok. So you go down and find that most of his For You page is sad TikTok. But first of all, he like dropped like his social, like he was so social. Like when we were young, I don't see that in him anymore. Like he, as I said, he like cut himself from society and everything. He doesn't talk to people. He only talks to people if it's necessary. Like at that point when you cannot avoid, that's when he talks.
After learning the stories of many people in Nairobi, it was now time for Hilary and I to travel west to the small town of Ahero to meet our friend Godfrey.
My name is Godfrey Ochengokumu. I work with Tostan International. To be honest, this is one thing that I have also assumed a lot. I've seen people engage, but I've never connected it with mental health. Well, that is one thing that I've learned, that there's the connection with screen, internet. For the first time, I've been able to realize that it has a huge impact on people's social well-being.
Even in a farming household, there is a problem. And the family is disconnecting because they're each on their screens. And the father is in a bind about what to do about it. I don't think he's happy about it, but he has felt powerless to change the situation.
This 1 week.
Yeah.
Baba, hang on dear.
I am farming here. This is my farm.
Gigibenda team record here.
Okangika doda and we man.
Oh, it is smartphone.
A smartphone.
Instead of people eating, the father is on phone, the mother is on phone, children are on phone. So People are not even relating. The technology is
So-
taking over.
Why not have a rule about no phones at the table?
Aha. Ang'o miyo ok ubed gi chik ni onge?
Ong'isi ni to simba no imulo nang'o?
That is a nice one. Even our own wife, touching our phone is not easy. If you want to touch it, you can create problems with that.
To iwuoye mo.
He's saying this topic of phone usage in the house, especially when people should be coming together, it calls for dialogue and discussion. And it doesn't need force. Because the moment you use force, you now make the other people to start
Right.
developing other behaviors and becoming defensive.
Right.
Yeah.
Totally agree.
Samo ing'e ni nyalo.
If you tell them no, they feel very bad. They feel stressed. They can leave
Right.
you on the table. So you realize this is a huge issue.
Yeah.
From a farmer,
A rice farmer.
a rice farmer. And he also mentioned one thing that was critical. If you don't give them phone, they will steal the rice, go sell, buy their own phone, or they will steal somebody else's property and go buy the phone. So as a parent, for you to be safe, you just buy them the phone. That is what he said. He doesn't have any option. And that, to some extent, worries me a lot because there is no program or no intervention or no conversation about it.
We travel some more and more, seeing all parts of Godfrey's hometown of the Harrow. He showed us around to many community centers and introduced us to many of his friends, as we were treated with the warmest hospitality. We also learned about another problem common all over the internet: online scams.
Immediately you click the link, a message will be sent to all your contacts. I'm in a certain situation, I've got an accident, I need this amount of money, to all your contacts. So for example, you had 580 contacts. The message will be viral everywhere. So people will be calling you, so you've had an accident, you're in which hospital, and some people are also ready to send. But deep down, it's not true.
So some assumptions kind of have started to be answered, but they still need to investigate more. But I am scared because as we delay, they are getting exposed more. So the sooner the better. And these conversations must continue.
I have a simple bad habit of using my phone too much as it takes away attention from people in front of me. And from my trip, I learned this is a truly common problem to even people on the other side of the world. And when I think about the fact about how over 3 billion people use these social media platforms where attention is currency, it makes me wonder about what impact it is having on the entire world.